Hi guys, got a comment on the video I just did for these gliders from Mohammed. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that. Saud Khan, Mohammed Saud Khan. He suggested I should use a rectangular piece of paper, which amused me because I started with a rectangular piece of paper and cut it down to square shape because that's what the directions were for that. Less width and more length. I'm really not quite sure what he means. I did that one using the same method as doing that by rolling it up so you had an edge, and you just had a bit more sticking out at the back than we did with that one, so it just made it longer, and it flew about the same. And I thought, well, maybe he meant just roll it up this way and roll it round. I'm really not quite sure exactly what he meant by less width and more length. I mean, that is less width and more length. I mean, we've just got a tube, haven't we? I'll just throw that. I won't try and film it, but I'll just throw it and see what happens. Well, the first thing that happened there was it sprung apart. So I've either got to tape that or glue it. What have I got? I've got glue handy. I don't recommend you use super glue because you'll end up sticking your fingers together. I usually do. I'm going to do it anyway. I probably will stick my fingers together. I'll leave that to dry for a second and then I'll try throwing that. If you're a paper plane enthusiast, I believe that is technically cheating once you start using glue or sticky tape. Well, I suppose it depends what rules you're working to. Right, I'll just throw that one and see if it works. This is getting very much like one of those gyro things that you make when you cut up a pop bottle to just the ring and you spin it as you throw it, and it goes for hundreds of yards if you get it right. And other people make them from tin cans or aluminium cans, drink cans. They just cut the ends out of it and do the same thing. And if you've got a good spin to it, like throwing an American football, then it will fly a long way. Anyway, I'll just go and throw that and see if that works. I've given it a few test flights and it's a bit tail heavy, which just means I could have wrapped a few more turns round there, or a few more folds to make the front heavier, but because I've glued it I can't do that now, so I've added a bit of weight on the bottom. Something I didn't mention was when I was trying that out, well, and those, I was thinking it'd be handy if I could actually grip them underneath with a bit of a fuselage. So I did this one, which is exactly the same build, except I folded the bottom edge there about ½ inch so it was flat and glued it. So we've got a bit of a fuselage, so I've got something to get hold of to throw, because when you grip it there to throw it, you distort it, whereas holding it down there should give you a better throw. But that didn't do terribly well either. So what I'm going to do now is put all the lights on, put the camera at one end of the room and see if I can hit the camera by throwing any of these. just see how we get on. This won't be very scientific. I'll just keep throwing them until I get one to get close enough to the camera. Got that one as well. Summary time. Well, I gave it my best shot. None of them did particularly well. None of them were as accurate as I would want for doing this sort of thing, trying to hit the camera. The two original ones are too light to go any distance. They go great if you drop them from a great height, but for this purpose in the kitchen they're too light. I can't push any weight behind them to push them. They instantly distort and go off to one side. The one that I put the keel on, or the fuselage, wasn't particularly better than the others. And these two, so they're the ones that are made from the full piece of A4 paper. Not a lot between them either. First couple of throws with that one did seem quite promising, but after a while I wasn't getting any better than I was getting with that one. I've had to put weight on both of these to add a bit to the front. So nothing conclusive at all. I'll edit the video as best I can to make it look good, but we were close to the camera quite a few times. I tried it from the far end of the kitchen initially and I couldn't get the distance, so I ended up coming quite a bit further forwards, so only throwing about 6 meters, if that, instead of the full 9 meters. So a bit disappointing, but fun nonetheless, especially the editing to try and make it look good. Thanks for watching. You'll find more information down in the video description. You might like to watch that video up there, and you might like to subscribe over there.